Now we go to part two of problem solving and creativity, and we focus on the creative problem solving, or the CPS. Osborne's original classic brainstorming is the root of creative problem solving. There are a variety of general structures, like it shows the basic steps we do when we solve problems. So we define a problem, we generate possible solutions, we select the best solution, and we implement it. So it can be used. The CPS can be used in training programs, and in the one that we will discuss today, because there are different versions. There are 6 stages, and each stage has divergent and convergent phases. No? So when we say divergent, there is a part in problem solving where you generate many possible ideas, options, and alternatives. So this is where fluency and this is where flexibility will come in, because you just generate. You don't censor it. You don't say, oh, that's not a good idea. You just let all ideas flow, and you consider all of them. So that is divergent. And at a certain part of problem solving, you enter into a convergent phase. So when you say divergent is moving out to different choices and as many ideas. Convergent now is bringing together possibilities and choosing alternatives. So it is now from among choices, you now converge into, streamlining your options, strengthening, refining, improving ideas so that you would reach a conclusion and what to keep out of all those ideas. Now you analyze them, and you are able to decide on eventually on a solution of the problem. So that is convergent. Huh? So Arthur Van Gundy is the author of the Creative Problem Solving, a guide for trainers and management, and he contributed a lot in CPS. Of course, there are other psychologies, other like Basadur and the others who also contributed to uh, creative problem solving. So let us go to the 6 steps. We have first stage is mess finding. This is when you sensitize yourself for issues that need to be tackled. What is the problem about? What are the issues that is coming out of this particular problem? So you sort it out and you look at what is there to solve. Now what issues are involved. And then in stage two, you find more data, you gather information about the problem, about the issues that were brought about. And in stage three, you are now in the problem finding. No, so you convert fuzzy statements of the problem into a broad statement. You identify out of all of these, what is it that we need to solve? What is the problem? What is the real problem that we need to think about and find solution for? And then in stage four, you generate as many ideas as possible. So this is idea finding, where you just brainstorm and produce many different ideas. And then in stage five, this is now more convergent. Of course, it's still divergent. You still consider different options, but eventually you generate and select the obvious evaluation criteria for solving the problem. And now you have the solution. And then stage six would now be acceptance finding. Uh-huh. Okay, so that's acceptance finding. You now put into practice the solution that you have put forward. Okay, so let's see this. A woman shoots her husband, then she holds him underwater for 6 minutes. Finally, she hangs him. But 6 minutes later, they both go out together and enjoy a wonderful dinner. How can this be? Okay, so in step one, mess finding, you try to see what are the givens. Okay, she shot him. She holds him underwater for 6 minutes. She hanged him, and then they went out together afterwards. Okay, so those are the givens. Okay, so how do we make sense of this? And then data finding shoots underwater, hangs him. What do you really mean by shoot? How did what did she use? Okay, so you try to find data about that. What did she use to shoot him? And what do we mean underwater? Was it in a tub, in a pool? Okay, and then hangs. Okay, how did she do that? Okay, what was meant by that? So now you gather data. And why would you do all those things? So you gather data about all of this. And step three is, what does it really mean to shoot? Place him underwater, hang him. No? So what is really the problem? How can she do all of this and then they still go out and have a wonderful dinner together? How can that be possible? So that is the mystery that you need to solve. Now, in step four, you do divergent thinking. So maybe maybe the gun has blank bullets. Maybe did she use a gun? What kind of gun? Maybe the husband was wearing a bulletproof vest, or maybe he was too heavy to hang properly, so she wasn't successful there. Or maybe he can hold his breath for 6 minutes, that's why it did not work even if she placed him underwater for 6 minutes. Or maybe um it means different when you say short. Maybe, okay, so and then after all the ideas that you would have, you will now try to find one that will create the solution to that mystery. How can they go out after that things that she did? How come he is still alive? No? Okay. And then fifth is solution finding. Given what we have thought about understanding what she actually did to him, how can we solve the mystery or the problem? How can they go out together? Answer: she's a photographer. Okay, so when you look at short and maybe you say, why? You just take a picture now and print it, no? But the real process of photography is you use film, and then you have a developing laboratory, and you submerge the picture in water to develop the picture, and then you hang it and let it dry. So she was actually a photographer, and she shot a picture of her husband, not actually shoot him. Okay, so is this acceptable? Does it solve the mystery? Does it solve the problem? Okay, so that is just a simple example of using the 6 steps in creative problem solving. Mess finding, you look at the issues and all of it. Data finding, what are details that you can find that will help you identify really. The third is, what is actually the problem that needs to be solved, and then you look for different ideas. That's idea finding, and have solution finding, and the last, okay, is actually accepting the solution. Okay, so that is creative problem solving. uh, we will do a lot of these exercises when we have our face to face session.